Hello everyone, Zach Wagner and Avery Wagner here from Cotton County, and today we're going to be making DIY borax geodes.
Step 1. Gather all supplies and safety equipment. Goggles, pot holders, adult supervision. Materials needed: borax, pipe cleaner, strainer thread, skewer or stick, pan or glass jar, heat source, water, food coloring. Step 2. Form your pipe cleaners into your desired shape.
So now we're going to be making our form out of pipe cleaners, which will have the crystal buildup on it, which will give us our geodes. So you can start by making a small circle or any shape you want. We're going to be trying to make a small bowl so it looks like a geode. And then you'll just form it around and loop it around every now and then so it's structured enough to hold up all the weight of the crystal. You can do any shapes. Here we're going to try to be making an octopus-like shape. And this is going to be the form of your crystal. So if you want to try to make a heart, anything you can think of, a turtle. And the more pipe cleaners you add, the less holes are going to be in your geode or whatever you decide to make. So we're just weaving it through and building our geode. So you can keep on doing this as long as you would like, with as many pipe cleaners as you want. So this is our finished product of the form we're going to be putting in the solution. It's kind of the shape of a geode. It's kind of like a small bowl.
What is a geode rock? A geode is a round rock which contains a hollow cavity lined with crystals.
Rocks which are completely filled with small compact crystal formations such as agate and jasper are called nodules.
Tie a string to your pipe cleaners and the other end of your string to the skewer. The next step is tie your string to your pipe cleaners and the other end of your string to the skewer. After that, fill a pot with water and bring to a boil.
What is the ratio of water to borax?
We're going to be using a 2-to-1 solution, so you will have 4 cups of water or 8 cups of water to a half of your water. So if you have 8 cups of water, you'll have 4 cups of borax. So we have 8 cups of water, so we'll be needing 4 cups of borax when the water is brought to a boil.
Why?
So here we put our water on the stove top. Make sure your handles are pointed in for safety. Also, for all y'all youngins, this is where supervision comes into play because this water is going to get very hot. So here we have our original geodes, and they turned out beautiful. But even if you make some and they don't even turn out the way you wanted them to, and they look a little goofy, like this one's kind of frosty, that's still amazing. This is something you made on your own, and no matter what, it's beautiful. Okay, so now our water is boiling. This is where safety comes into very important play. So we need goggles, and we need to be very careful about our surroundings. So we do not want to play or breathe in the borax. We're going to be pouring in the borax slowly and stirring it until no more can be dissolved in our boiling water. And at this point, we can turn our boiling water off, and it will still be hot. Avery, pour in. So about half of the amount of water is going to be in borax. Putting all this borax in is going to create a super saturated solution, which we are going to submerge our pipe cleaners in, which is going to, when the water cools down, all the crystallization of the borax is going to collect onto the pipe cleaners and create our crystals. So just keep stirring, and keep stirring, and keep stirring. Okay, so after you have mixed all of your borax into your water, if you're using a jar, then you'll want to pour your solution into your jar. If not, you can do it in your pan, but we're going to be making two, so we're going to pour some into a jar. So this is where supervision comes along, so have your parents or older brother or something do this for you, because this can get really messy. So here is the point where you'll want to put your food coloring in. Be generous with the food coloring because your crystal will come out a few shades lighter than the liquid it's in. So now we're going to be putting our formation into, I need to roll that up some. So here we rolled up the string and taped it down to the perfect height to have the water, to have our formation suspended in the middle of our liquid. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to dip it down, bring it back up, and dunk it a couple times so it's good and got all the air and stuff out of it before we let it sit. So then we set it down in there, and then we cover it. So you can cover it with a piece of paper or anything you would like. Once it's covered, you'll let it sit undisturbed for at least 12 hours. We're going to let ours sit for at least 24 hours for max crystal growth. You can check it every hour to make sure it's not connected to the sides with the crystallization, and to make sure and to see your growth of your crystals as it grows. So here's our second formation, and it is going to be an octopus. So here we're going to dunk it. And then we're going to let this one sit just like the other one. And we're going to cover it with foil.
You're going to see which one does better.
Covering your solution deprives it from evaporating all the water and all the solution out, which then provides it to grow better crystals in the air-deprived environment. So we cover our solutions with our formations in them to deprive the environment of air, which allows the solution to not evaporate as much and to provide more growth on our crystals. Here I've spilled some of the solution onto our stovetop, and it's already crystallized all the borax out of it. It looks like it's not going to come off, but it will come right off with just some warm water and a washcloth. Okay, so our formations have been sitting here for a couple days, and most of the settling of the borax actually happens in the first and second day. So you don't have to wait a whole week, or some other crystal formations you have can take that long. So here we're going to take them out of the water and show you what we have. So while we were checking on it every couple hours, our string actually broke on this one, and this was supposed to be our octopus. And here you see that a lot of the borax accumulated on this one leg, and some of these are still just pipe cleaner. Now that's okay. This is not a perfect art. There's lots of variables that go into this. So here's our other one, and this one came out beautiful. Almost no holes, solid crystal. That's an awesome one. You can do multiple tries on these. So, and now we just have our liquid that's had borax in it. So here we're going to pour the water out, and if you look in the bottom, that's the rest of the borax that accumulated on the bottom. So we used this old can that probably had corn or something in it, and so we could just throw it away when we were done. But if you're using a pan like this and you want to save it and reuse it, and there's borax all in it, so you'll have to warm it back up to boiling again, and you'll have to dissolve all the borax that's around the edges and then just pour it out and you're done. So we brought the water to a boil, and all the borax has melted into the water, and now you can pour this water right down the sink or anywhere to get it out of your pan. So with your geodes that you make, you can cover them with clear nail polish to keep them safe from the heat and humidity that can ruin your crystals and make them deteriorate or crumble. So post your pictures of your geodes that you make at home and post them in the comment section for 4-H swag. Thank you. Have a nice day.